Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 Episode 6 review. We're winding down to the last episodes of this series. So the show returns and we begin with Monet and Diana going baby shopping. You all know that Diana is pregnant by Tariq. She thinks that she's having a boy. Monet is fully backing her. She's excited about the baby. She's talking about changing Kane's room to the baby's room. But Diana was like, she still wants to stay in school. They have great programs to help, women with children. So she was like, okay, you can get set up at the school, but we're also still going to have a room at home for the baby. And it's good to see that Monet is still really trying to build a better rapport and relationship with her kids after her near death experience. Then we see Tariq and Brayden link up with Noma at the school. It's Noma and Kane, and they basically blackmail her and tell her to step off, or they will tell her daughter what she does for a living and the fact that she was the one that unalived her father. Basically, you want to play, we could play harder. Which one you want to do, Miss Girl? So Noma has no choice but to back up off of them for now, which really pisses her off. Detective Carter decides that he and his goon squad are going to bust in Monet's crib. They literally just got home from shopping. Drew was just interrogating them about shopping for this baby and looking at Diana like, Diana's got a baby. He looking at her like, you's a fool. And I can't believe that you got our fool mama co-signing this dummy while y'all got me out here surveilling Detective Carter, and he done made me out. Now we really ain't got no hope, no chance of anything, but y'all got time to be out here baby shopping? Make it make sense. So he's pissed. Carter and, like I said, his goon squad come barreling in the house, pow-pows out and everything, and they looking like, what is going on? Monet grabbed her phone and called her lawyer, but he tell her to put that down real quick, okay? He basically tells Monet to give him the name of the plug of who they were robbing the night before, when he basically blackmailed them into working for him and giving him a cut of their profits. She's saying that she don't know whose, schmugs she was taking. But I think she knew it was the Russians. I can't remember because it's been about a month or so now, but I think she knew it was the Russians, but she was just trying to play coy because she didn't want to give up all of her tea. So he's pissed because you're not doing what I told you to do. So since you're not going to do what I told you to do, he decides to hold Diana at gunpoint. And it's just like, oh, this is what we doing. Mind you, she pregnant, so she like, oh my God, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I finally gonna get my baby dead. I'm finally gonna get Tariq to love me. So Monet is like, calm down. It ain't even that serious. Please don't do nothing to my daughter. So instead of doing something to Diana, they decide to take Drew into custody. But it's not for the reason that they thought. They actually needed Drew for something else on the inside, but it was also giving them incentive to put a match under Monet's behind to do what he told her to do. So their backs are really up against the wall at this point. Like, everybody is in high octane situations. Once inside, Drew is taken out into the yard with one of Carter's detective, his slimy, corrupt detective, and is told that they need him to unalive Zay. Zay is one of the guys that Monet and Drew recruited to help rob Noma. Noma had the little deal going with the Russians to, take their drugs or whatever. They was taking her drugs. I don't know, but they was robbing the Russians or whatever. And that's when Carter pulled up on them with his crew of bandits. And to prove a point, he unalived one of the guys that they recruited and tried to unalive Zay, but Zay ended up living. So as of right now, Zay is in the infirmary in the prison, basically fighting for his life. But they need him to have a permanent good night sleep, good night rest, because if he tells, it's over for Carter and his crew of corrupt cops, right? So Drew is like, how am I supposed to unalive this dude while in jail? And dude was like, figure it out, gay boy. Figure it out. Here's a phone, answer when we contact you. So he like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? We see Noma and Kane having a business lunch with this white guy that she was trying to do business with for something or other. It's important to her, ain't really important to me. But during this important lunch, okay, Zion crazy butt decides to get revenge and swings by the restaurant fully blasting on them. The white man end up getting shot up. He's unalive now. So this big deal that Noma was working on is kaput. And she's pissed at Kane because he was supposed to have handled that. And now Zion has become an even bigger problem and issue for her. After that, Detective Carter calls Zion going off. Like, why would you roll up on them people blasting? Like, I won't take you in. Like, we don't have a deal. Like, you out of pocket. You doing too much. You bringing too much heat on us. His little minion, the Detective Lewis, this chick or whatever, going off on him like, hey, you tripping or whatever the case may be. They was like, look, you gonna need to go to a safe house. You know what I'm saying? We got to get you out of Dodge. You got to lay low. So he was like, give me the address. Carter sends him the address. They get off the phone. And right then and there, I knew that that was a setup so they can unalive him as well. Carter told Detective Lewis, look, go and handle that off that nigga because he doing too much and he gonna fuck this up for everybody. She like, got it, boss. So after that, that's when we see Monet go over to Kane's crib and warns him to stay away from Noma because she knows that the heat is coming down on Noma, okay? But, Kane up on his high horse, he like, girl, worry about yourself. Don't worry about me. You just mad because I'm up here and you're down there. So I ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say. She was like, for once, your dumb ass need to listen to me. He was like, oh, I'm dumb. That's his trigger word, child. So, it kind of gave that she felt bad for a second, but at the same time, it's just like this hard-headed nigga don't listen to nothing that I tell him. So I'm over it. So she leaves. And Tariq, we see, is in his dorm room. How did he even get back into school is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't even know. Don't even care. This is the last season. But anywho, Tariq in his dorm room, getting his dick ride rode by Noma daughter. I forgot the little girl name. She over there riding him like she Megan Thee Stallion or something. She got them bionic knees. So he inquired into her life, trying to find information, anything that he could use against Noma. Detective Lewis is walking to her car trying to go handle the business that Detective Carter told her to, but she gets a phone call from a higher up in the station saying that they've received complaints about her excessive use of force and that she needs to come in ASAP. So she get in the car. We see that she on the cocaine. She taking her a couple of, you know what I'm saying? And then we see her go over to Monet's house again and pull up. And Diana is only one home. And Diana is like, what are you doing here, psychopath? So Detective Lewis basically tells her, I need you to go handle this situation for me. Because I know that you know how to kill. Your whole family is a bunch of killers. So you need to do this. And if you don't, basically, I'm going to make your life a living hell. And hell, I'll kill your ass. Okay? So now Diana is being forced to go and unalive Zion. And like she said, girl, I ain't Colombiana. I love Colombiana. That movie was so good. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, writers, I got to call BS on this because in what world would a detective go and have a person like Diana go and commit a crime? It just doesn't make sense. I guess they living in the fantasy world, child. I'm gonna live there with them. So Diana is freaking out, like, what am I gonna do? This is exactly what I was talking about. I don't want my child involved in this lifestyle, and now I'm being blackmailed into unaliving somebody. Like, what is going on? All right. So she rushes over to the school. Tariq is in the candy store working. Effie is at the cash register buying some bubblicious or something. Child, don't get me the line. Some sunflower seeds or something. And she sees Diana and Tariq having a conversation, and Diana gets sick during the conversation and rushes off. So of course she is in her feelings. So she go over to Tariq and was like, oh, so you can forgive somebody that tried to unalive you, but you can't forgive somebody that tried to save your life? And he like, girl, look, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, Diana going through a lot right now. She was like, oh yeah, she going through a lot. I see she pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the baby is yours. Like, what do you think y'all about to do with this baby? Like, what kind of life do y'all think y'all about to have? Now, the questions that she's posing are 1000% valid, but it's also coming from a hating position because she wishes that she was the one that was with Tariq and pregnant by Tariq, right? So Diana returns. They had a little back and forth or whatever, and Effie pieces out. Diana was like, look, I got going on. I don't know if I should tell you because I don't know if I could trust you or not. He like, look, girl, you about to have my baby. We got to get on one accord. So she tells him what's going on, and he like, oh my God. So then he goes to Davis and tells Davis what's going on. Monet and Detective Carter then link up, and she tells him whose drugs that she sold and that it was from the Russians. So Drew is in jail during the lunch period, child, and he overhears a conversation from two inmates about how one of them is about to snitch on Detective Carter so he can be free. So he stored that into his little brain or whatever, and then decided to start a fight with either that dude or the dude he was talking to so he could end up in the infirmary himself because the security guards beat out of him. All right. So when he gets in the infirmary, of course they have to check him, make sure he ain't got no internal bleeding or whatever. So they leave him in the room by himself. While he's there by himself, he sneaks into Zay's room and suffocates him. Okay. And then rushes back into his bed and pretends like nothing ever happened. Now, I would be surprised and remiss to not think that they would have some form of a camera around, especially in the environment where inmates would be. But hey, this is a television show. What do I know? I ain't never been to jail before. Back at Noma's crib, her and Kane are having a conversation about what happened during the lunch and how she's mad at him. She threw a glass at him, and I was like, ooh, this is love. And during their conversation, Effie pops up because Noma wants her to have another meeting with the Russians because she needs more product after what happened or whatever. And so as she's leaving out, Kane was like, let me walk you out. And Noma was like, excuse you, we ain't done talking. You know, she don't like the fact that somebody else got his attention, especially some little girl. That's not really her vibe. Okay, in the club, we be vibing. Like, no, she's not featuring that at all. And like the good little puppy, Kane set his down and did not walk her out of the building. We then see Effie with the Russians having a little drinky drink, and she's talking to them about Noma's proposal when once again, here go Carter and his ring of idiots busting in, guns ablazing, shooting people. It's a shootout going on. One of the Russians end up falling on top of Effie, so she plays dead to the bed. And once the coast is clear, she grabs her book bag and tries to book it. But as she's running down the hallway, one of the dirty cops end up holding her at gunpoint. And she like, oh my God, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. And this is one of the things that we saw in the trailer, the mid-season finale trailer. So right when she thinks she's about to be unalived, one of the Russians end up shooting the cop and saves her. But he does take that book bag off of her real quick. I don't know what was in the book bag. I don't know if it was money or product. I don't know, but Effie ran her ass the fuck up out of there because her ass almost died. Then we see the Russian trying to get away, but another one of the dirty cops, the dude that told Drew to unalive Zay in jail, he ends up pow-powing the Russian and taking the bag, right? Now, mind you, the whole time Kamal is watching all of this go down. So he's like, oh my God, this dude is a corrupt cop. He can't believe what he's witnessing. As the dude take the book bag outside to the car, he receives a phone call from Drew telling him, yo, I handled my business, but I also got some more information for you. And this information is pertinent. Like, you need to know this, and I need to know verbatim from you that I ain't here to be no little running boy. Okay. I need to be up here on the totem pole, and y'all gonna leave my family the alone. So dude was like, I bet, what you got? And so he tells him about how one of the inmates is about to snitch on Carter, and that he will basically handle the situation, meaning if he does what he asks. So dude was like, bet, I got you, handle that for me, because they can't afford to get taken down. Like, they just cannot afford this. So now we finally got something on Carter to give at least somebody a little leverage over this psychopath, because he is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So earlier that day, Kane had confronted one of these little runners or whatever of Zion's to find out information on what's been going on. And the dude had revealed to him that Monet basically had brought his brother on board to work for her, and now the dude in jail fighting for his life. And he was like, yeah, all I ask is that, y'all take care of my brother. He been trying to get on with y'all for years. Now, mind you, Kane don't know nothing about this. Okay, because the dude came at him sideways like he was about to try to, buck on him. So Kane goes over to his mama house and gets to question her about stuff. Of course, Monet playing dumb, acting like she don't know what the hell he talking about. He knows she's lying. And once again, this is another wedge between them, because he does not trust her. She does not clue him in on anything, and she constantly lies to his face. So he ends up leaving. They end up having words or whatever. It cracked me up when she said, yeah, something like whatever, little something like that. It cracked me up. So, like I said, Kane ended up leaving, talking about the takeout food she got is way better than hers. That's what she was like, fuck you, little something she said. We see Brayden at one of their little club events where they, serving product or whatever with his little crackhead girlfriend. He all up on stage trying to sing and stuff, making a fool out of himself, and everybody like, boo, tomato, get off the stage. And Tariq is peeping all of this, and he like, you high? Tells her, no, we just trying to have a good time. So Tariq is like, you know what? I can't even deal with this right now. We need to set up a meeting with Zion to re-up, hit him up right now, right? But really what they're doing is going there to unalive Zion at the same time. Now, I don't know if Brayden knew right off rip what they were going to do. I can't remember or not, but he makes the text or whatever. They pull up to where Zion is being held, right? Soon as Zion go to the door, he like, what the fuck these little on? He opened the door and immediately getting the fucking them up. He whooping they ass, right? He done beat out of Tariq real quick, and now he was beating the out of Brayden first, and then he got to working on Tariq, right? At first, like, he was literally about to choke Tariq out. Brayden ended up jumping on his back or whatever. They end up tag teaming him, and Tariq ended up grabbing either a knife or some glass or something and got to juking him, sticking him. Dude, he ended up falling on his back, and he was like, all right, I see you, little ghost. And he was like, I hope you don't end up being one of Noma's minions. And he was like, don't nobody run me, period. Pow, shot him in his head. Rest in peace, Zion, with your fine. All right. So once again, Tariq is out here putting in that work. And now we got Zion out the picture. We got the Russians is out the picture now at this point. Things is crazy now, and we got Zay off the board, right? So back at the office, Detective Lewis looks on her ring cam or whatever at where Zion was being held and sees that Tariq and Brayden were the one that unalived him. So she pissed because she told Diana to do it, and Diana didn't listen to what she said. Now you would think that the would just be happy that it was done, but she's crazy and a drug addict and has like some type of hard on for power or whatever and being able to control people, that she decides she gonna run up on Diana. So she's able to track Diana because of the burner phone that she had given her earlier in that day. Now mind you, it's late at night and she asks Tariq to meet up with her so they can talk about the baby and everything. It's like this little diner or whatever. So he was like, I bet I'm gonna meet you there. So Diana is walking alone by herself when Lewis rolls up on her and basically was on some, why you didn't do what I told you to do. Diana basically was like, get the fuck up out my face, okay? And end up slapping the shit out of her. The girl ended up punching her in her stomach, like punched the shit out of Diana. Diana folded. The girl kicked her in her stomach several times and left her there in the alleyway, right? Then we go to Kamal meeting up with Carter in the dead of the night, one-on-one by themselves, to tell him that one of his people on his force is compromised or whatever. So first of all, if for storyline purposes, once again, I guess they was trying to make A and B get to C or whatever. But like, who is going to meet up with somebody in the middle of the night with not telling nobody about what's going on and not expect for you to be unalived after divulging this information? Like, wouldn't you think that maybe he could be corrupt too? But okay, Power, like I said, it's the last season, child, the last season. So Carter played dumb at first, and then he was like, hey, I know we're doing God's work or whatever. Don't you want to with us? If it's money, I can give you that. Kamal was like, you know what? Let me sleep on it. Dude knew he was on some bullshit and immediately pulled out his gun and unalived him. Once again, I don't understand why he wouldn't have been prepared and had his hand on the trigger ready to shoot him. But okay, now Kamal is off the board. May he rest in peace. So we already know that Lorenz Tate character, Tate, is going to be pissed. So now you're going to have the Tejadas, you're going to have Tariq and them, and you're going to have Tate all going after Detective Carter, okay? So Tariq at the very end of the episode is at the diner. He doesn't see Diana. He calls her phone and then he hears it like off in the distance. So he goes, and the alleyway is literally right next door to the diner. He sees her passed out in the alleyway and he's screaming for help. And then the episode goes off. So basically, when I did my breakdown of the mid-season trailer, everything that I said was going to happen happened. I said that Diana was pregnant and that she was going to end up in the hospital. I don't know if y'all didn't get a chance to see it. It's up on my channel, but I got several things in that trailer correct. So yeah, we don't know if Diana is going to lose the baby, if she lost it or not. I would hate if she loses it. I don't think I'm gonna like that if they have her lose the baby, because that'll be just so typical. It'll be like, well, what was the point of the storyline? Only thing that I could see is like Tariq really wanting revenge, but I think that'll be stupid. I think it would be better if she kept the baby. I mean, if the baby did survive. But obviously that part in the trailer where we saw Diana like creeping through somebody's house with a black jacket on and her hair was slicked back, I'm really truly thinking that there had to have been Detective Lewis' house and she was seeking revenge for what happened. Don't know, like I said, is she seeking revenge not only for her whooping her ass, but for her losing her baby, or just for her whooping her ass? But either way, I'm looking forward to Detective Lewis being taken out and, of course, Carter being taken out. But I hope that she don't lose the baby. I hope that the baby survives, because I think that that'll just be stupid storyline for storyline purposes to just have her lose it so quickly. But who knows? This is Power Child. They all over the place. I'm going to give the episode an overall C plus, because for plot line purposes, there were a lot of holes and just lazy writing going on in this episode. But yeah, overall it was entertaining for the most part. You know, I can't wait to see what these last few episodes are gonna give. But you guys let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought about the episode. Let's talk about it. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.